Hello, my friends, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where today we are gonna be drinking with hopefully you guys. It has been a long week.
It's been a long week, guys. If you were looking at Twitter today or just any other place that gives MLB news, you saw the madness, the absolute carnage.
It was fucking anarchy.
It was anarchy out there. People, I picture in my mind bodies flying from coast to coast all over the place. Like, my family. Yeah. No, you're playing for us now over here.
Dude,
it's wild.
It was literally like trading cards.
It was.
It felt like trading cards where it was just like all these guys sitting at a table with their decks right here, and it was just as easy as just handing one over to another. And it's like, these are real people.
These are people.
These are actual real people. But people got dealt, dudes and lasses, dudes and dudettes. Haven't used that word in roughly a decade, and I should probably leave it buried where it was before. But this evening, it's a little bit of a different wine unwind. Usually, we're in this box, we're answering a bunch of questions, we're answering your questions, and we're still going to do that this night as well. But we also want to have a bit of an emphasis on the trade deadline, talking about the winners, talking about the losers, and just giving our thoughts in general and your thoughts as well. We want to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Absolutely. Guys, also just want to say thank you all for tuning in. If you're new to this, yes, like Nick said, we usually answer questions, but the most important thing is that this is the wine unwind.
Yeah.
And we can relax and, you know, we always have our analytical caps on all the time. This time we can just give a raw opinions.
Usually I put on my alcoholic cap here.
This is the alcoholic cap.
And the whole analytical cap, like, it's still kind of like half on, but for the most part, not so much.
It's more emotional.
Especially later into the stream, like I find that usually this gets a little bit more stupid as time goes on. Should we start? Like, I know you got an article here that can guide us a little bit through this on our, like, who are the winners and who are the losers? Well,
that is the question.
I think number one, it's like, let's start with the positives.
Let's start positive. Who won?
Let's look at who won before we look at who lost.
All right.
And I think we would be remiss if we weren't to name the initial elite first winner, first prize, obviously the LA Dodgers.
They won.
They fucking won, dude.
They won. They got Max Scherzer, and they got a guy who wasn't supposed to be traded in Trey Turner. Yeah. And then they also got Danny Duffy. Who else did they get? Is it mentioning who else they got?
That's a great question, man. Did the Dodgers go out and get anything else? But it's like,
what else do you want
like, on that team? What else do you need, dude?
Dude, you already have a World Series team without them, and now you have a team that should win the World Series regardless.
It's just like, not only did they win this, but also, like, the league, you know?
They won the league.
It's like, that's what this sort of means. They went out and they got exactly what they were looking for. Yes, they paid a price for it, but when you look at what the Toronto Blue Jays paid to get a Jose Berrios.
Well, I found out that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, usually we pronounce
Berrios, like a cereal. Berrios.
Honestly, I'm still gonna be calling him Berrios as time goes on. But Berrios, you notice it's like we gave up a crap load for that guy. They got 2 elite all-stars, a 3-time Cy Young winner, one of the best shortstops in the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, they paid a fair price for it, man.
They did, but you had to. You paid your number 1, your number 2 prospects. Hey, we know what that's like. We paid our number 2 and our number 4. And granted, I think our number 2 was higher than your number 1.
Yeah.
You know, so just take that in perspective.
Yeah.
Austin Martin was huge.
Yeah.
Was giant.
He was massive, man. Also, we got a guy in here, Jesse, saying, let's go Dodgers.
Let's go Dodgers.
And I mean, we are honorary Dodger fans. We were inducted last evening.
Yeah.
It was nice. I feel good about it. You know, our team, man, we had a great trade deadline.
We did,
the
dude.
LA Dodgers.
They are. I just want to, I just want to shout out the front office for making it happen, and shout out to Max Scherzer for being a gem and accepting the trade.
Yeah.
You're bringing us to the World Series.
Obviously, Dodgers, big freaking winners in this trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
I think... moving on a bit. I got a couple, and I'm packaging them together as one. I want to hear your thoughts on these guys now.
All right.
Nationals, Cubs, and Twins. And when you think about that, you're like, losers.
Yeah, like, oh, they gave up a bunch. But, guys, I think they're freaking winners, man. First of all, Nats, just use that Dodgers trade as an example. They got massive prospect capital in return. Massive. And they also traded Scherzer. They traded Brad Hand to us. They traded Daniel Hudson to the Yankees. Did he go to the Yankees? Who did he go to? We'll find out.
I don't know.
Daniel, there's so many. I was like, was it this name? I don't know. He went somewhere, though. But they got a lot of prospects back. Good work for them.
Dude, like their whole, when you look at that shit, right, it's like they got the Dodgers 1 and 2. They got our 17th. It's like, I don't even know what the hell else they got, but it's like their whole prospect system is completely revamped. It is completely revamped, and now there's no excuses, right, to not build a team around Juan Soto. Now, it may take them a couple years, but they have the guys to go out and to make that happen now. Like, they are deep.
For real. No, I like it. They're winners in my mind. Just shout out those guys. Especially the Cubs. Like, holy crap. There's nobody left on the Cubs but Kyle Hendricks.
That is what I wanted to talk about next, man. The Cubs, I remember we were talking, and we were saying, well, one of Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant, they're going to stay.
At least one of them. That's what the rumors were. But I bet they were just like, you know what? We're getting so many offers. Let's just sell it all. And you know what? Good for them. That was hard. That was hard. And the fans are probably pissed. The fans are probably pissed. Any Cubs fans, let us know. He went to the Padres. Hudson to the Padres. Okay. Not bad. Not bad, Padres.
Talk about the Padres
talk about
later,
them too. Yeah. But, good for them. A lot of courage to do that, really.
Well, I mean, it was the right move.
It was.
I mean, the management knew that this was their time, and like they won a World Series with this team. It's not the same team anymore. Ship off your boys, and everyone's like, hey, there's a fire sale going on in Chicago. Do you want a decent bat? I sure as hell do. Let's go get me an Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go get me a Chris Bryant.
What we're going to see in September in a Yankees uniform.
Dude, when's the next time that the Blue Jays play the Yankees? September, eh? That's gonna be a series, guys. If there's any Yankee fans in here right now, that's gonna be a freaking series.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
And then talking about the Twins, I mean, if you guys watched our video breaking down the Berrios trade, I mean, we were saying it's like great that he's on the Jays. Like, we're happy to have him. He's got elite stuff. But we also made it very clear that we thought it was an overpay. And I think that a lot of people are echoing that as well.
Everybody.
Man.
If you didn't think it was an overpay, like, I don't know. It is. I'm sorry. I'm telling you the truth right now. It was. It clearly was. Even baseball trade values, which is kind of wrong. It was so obvious it was an overpay according to that too.
Yeah. No, it was a massive overpay. You know, it's like Austin Martin was being talked about as the steal of the draft last year, and he was picked 5th overall.
And I can't believe, and we just traded him just like that. Like, he barely stuck around.
No, dude. Like,
it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah,
I'm still hurting. Whenever we talk about Austin Martin, the wounds open up again.
Yeah.
But we have to remember. I'm gonna take a little sidetrack here. Now we're talking about the Twins, but we gotta remember, guys. We're in a win now window, and I know Austin Martin could have actually came up next year and helped us. But we needed to move that asset over to pitching.
Blue Jay fans, I don't want to trigger anyone right now, but I recently made a video on the worst trade in the past decade, and it was talking about Tatis Jr. and Eric Johnson for James Shields. Chicago White Sox and the Padres make that deal. Now, I know that Austin Martin, we don't know anything about this guy.
We don't know.
It's very unlikely that he's Tatis. It's very unlikely that SWR is, an elite talent. But I'm just saying, there is a lot of comparisons that could be made if we took that trade and maybe looking at this trade right here. So, I mean, as much as I want Martin to do well and SWR to do well, I don't want them to do that.
I'm not even going to worry about that. Past is past.
I'm just a sour
Berrios.
bitch.
It's It's Berrios time. It's Berrios time. We got to look forward, guys. We got to look forward. So, yeah, who else do we have as winners? I know the Yankees, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, I do
Would you consider them?
I think the Yankees are winners, man. Like,
absolutely.
We always knew that they weren't gonna roll over and die. They were never gonna do that.
Of
the
course
Yankees,
not. That's not in the culture.
No. The Yankees are going to fight until the bitter end. Also, I don't know.
Blue Jays fan says, "Go Jays, go!" The $2.79 donation. Thank you so much, Blue Jay fan. Go Jays, go indeed. We cannot wait to watch this game. I'm already getting glimpses of the background. Everybody's rolling in. Everyone's so happy. I'm absolutely loving it.
Wow.
Welcome home, boys. I can't wait to see them tomorrow.
Yeah, for real, guys. Also, yeah, that's right. It is the home opener.
It's the real home opener.
So this is gonna feel really freaking good. Also, Jesse here saying, you think this will turn things around for the Yanks?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Me too, man.
I mean, your problem was this year the bats and pitching to some extent too. They did get Andrew Heaney, who's been, I only know this because of my fantasy team. He's been pretty good. He's been pretty good. He's been having great outings. So they got Andrew Heaney, they got Rizzo, and they got Gallo. That's really good. And
I actually haven't been paying too close of attention to exactly what Rizzo is doing this season. I know it's decent.
Yeah, take a look.
Yeah, 792 OPS on this guy. Very solid. And Joey Gallo is over 900. Yeah. So think about that. They just added basically an 800 OPS guy and a 900 OPS guy into a lineup full of elite guys.
Yeah. So you go from top to bottom. What's it going to look like? You got DJ. You're going to have Judge. Who are you going to put in that 3 spot? Rizzo?
Because then Gallo, actually. Maybe Gallo. I've heard some projections Gallo could be number 3. Because the thing is, too, is like, yes, the batting average is low, but the on-base is so high that it still makes up for it. And the power is so good.
Okay. And then let's say Stanton 4. 5 has got to be Rizzo. And then now you're like, oh my God, Torres. This is the luxury.
Voit.
Torres or Voigt's still hurt, isn't he?
He's still hurt for now, but he's rehabbing right now. Like, goodness. He will be back.
Okay, let's say a fully healthy. Okay, then where would Rizzo play? DH. But then Stanton. Was Stanton now in the outfield?
What is this team, bro?
Okay, let's just say they somehow move Stanton to the outfield because they're like, we trust your legs again. And then the Judge is in the outfield. So then it would go after the 5th spot, Rizzo. It would go Voit. Then it's that 6th spot. 7th spot would go Urshela. 7th spot would go Torres. No, 8th spot would go Torres. My bad. Then 9th spot Sanchez. Gary Sanchez.
Oh my!
I'm scared. I'm scared. That's a fully healthy lineup, though. That's fully healthy.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
That's at a different level.
Yeah. They all have power, but no contact. But if Gallo can just hit a pop-up to right field every game, then that's a home run.
Yeah.
That's it now.
Literally, man. It's just like, that's the thing, though. Their contact might be 70, but every single one of their powers is 99.
Yeah.
So it will work. It will work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I do think that they're going to be classified as winners. I'm also seeing right here, King saying screw the Yankees, but also asking us if we will be live for this game. This game, no, my friends. We are going to sit on that couch right there. We're going to have maybe 8 more of these. And this
whole bottle.
Yeah, and we're going to soak it all in. But we will be live once again on Sunday for the entirety of the Blue Jays game. And also, a big dono, Darmel Alcoze with a $5.49 donation saying, or Elvis and Groshans greater than Martin in the future. Ooh. And that's the thing, too, guys. Just want to throw out there, too. Like we said in the podcast, we have 4 really good shortstop middle infield depth. Really good. So, yes, I know Martin could be better, but like Darmal just said, or Elvis and Groshans are better. So there you go. For real. Thank you for the dono, man. You know what? We should really hit up Groshans actually and just be like, bro, like, how you feel? Yeah, I bet he heard the rumors. I bet he was like, "I'm getting moved."
Yeah, guarantee.
Like, we should honestly hit him up and ask him like how the fuck he was feeling during.
Yeah, it's been a minute, eh?
So it's been a minute. We'll definitely hit him up. But so Yankees big winners in our opinion.
Yeah.
Chicago White Sox, man. What do you feel about the White Sox?
Big W winner for the White Sox. They bought in hard, man. They bought in hard. They got Hernandez. They bought Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah.
They did give up a lot, I heard, for Craig Kimbrell, though.
I mean, there was a lot that you're getting back, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're literally getting arguably the best closer this year in the whole fucking league, you know? So, like, and you add that to a team that already has Liam Hendricks.
Yeah.
You are looking at a dominant bullpen staff.
That's scary. That's scary, man. Yeah, I know that they're a win for me. Like, yeah, you get into the 8th inning against the White Sox, you're down by a run, you can kiss that game goodbye.
No, it's done now. It's done. And when you consider who they have right now in their rotation with Lance Lynn and freaking Rodon having a blow-up year.
Keuchel. Keuchel's having a great year.
Absolutely, dude. And even Giolito, who's having a down year, it's like we know that at any given moment, he can turn that shit around. You meet these guys in the postseason, I'm concerned.
Ooh, didn't they took Tepera, too? Did they get Tepera, too? Yeah, I think they got Tepera. They got Ryan Tepera, who's having a great year. Shout out, he was a Blue Jay one time. That's a nasty back half. That's such a good back half.
Yeah, dude, like, they are looking extremely solid right now. Like, I don't want to meet the White Sox at all. And we were just talking about the Yankees. We were saying they're all 99 power, but, like, 70 contact. The beautiful thing about the White Sox is they have a lovely, like, it's like a fucking salad, dude. You get your red peppers, you get your tomatoes, you get your basil, you get your lettuce, because everyone brings something different to the table. We get contact, we get power, we get plate discipline, we get like a beautiful eyeball from Yasmani Grandal. Like, everyone has an attribute, and I just think that their lineup is so beautifully crafted.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I just want a little shout out here. I'm like half watching you, half watching this thing right now. We're looking at Berrios and Ross Atkins talking about it, and I'm really excited. I don't know. I just want to shout that out. I'm so excited about Berrios.
Once we just forget Austin Martin,
I'm already who?
Yeah.
I love Austin Martin. I love him still. On a real note, but we need
to forget.
We literally do have to forget, because if we eat this up, it's going to kill us inside. It's literally going to eat us from the inside out. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
So forget about it. He's gone.
What do you guys think the Blue Jays need most? Better bullpen, third base, or another top starter? You know what? Let's just answer this question. I know we're doing winners and losers, but that one really stuck out to me, and I want to answer it.
Okay.
What do you got?
Okay. Do you guys think the Blue Jays need a better bullpen, third base? At this point, I can look over to third base now.
You know what?
I can look over to third base.
Gonna say
yeah.
I was just gonna say
our
it.
starters are. You could almost say they're solved right now. They're solved right now.
Knocking on the wood. Knocking on the wood.
Ray, Ryu, and Berrios. That's our three-headed monster. That's the three-headed monster, guys. We have one.
It ain't bad.
And then the fact that you have Manoah as your number 4, who has a sub-3 ERA right now. And then, like, I don't give a fuck about Mats or Stripling. They can be in that fifth spot. But that's amazing. It's solved. And the bullpen's so thick right now. Like, obviously, it'd be nice and a luxury to get, like, a Kimbrell or a Rodriguez.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. I'm cool. This is okay. This is much better.
I mean, obviously, it's like, that's the thing. Like, we're missing out on that. Like we don't have a Max Scherzer or a DeGrom or a Garrett Cole or we don't have, like, one of those starters. And we also don't have a Josh Hader or a Kimbrell or one of those guys in the bullpen. But you know what? Like, we definitely don't have like an Arenado or one of those guys over at third base. We definitely don't have one of those.
Man. We have Biggio and Espinal. As much as I love Espinal's been doing, if we were to grab Chris Bryant,
I'm not going to be disappointed by that. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be disappointed by that. So.
Oh my god.
I do see that question, Jays Fan Media. Hit us with it in like 5 minutes, big dog. We're just going to run through a couple more winners here that we have for the trade deadline, and then we'll 1000% answer that.
Agreed.
What do you think about, because I'm not sure if they won, I'm not sure if they lost, and I want to know your guys' comments below.
All right.
Atlanta Braves. What were they doing here?
Okay, so what did they just changed their entire outfield.
Basically acquired an entirely new outfield. So they got Eddie Rosario, Adam Duvall, and then they also got last minute Jorge Soler. So that's a whole new outfield. Completely different than what they had prior.
I don't know what they're doing. I was ready to write them off. I feel like many teams were ready to write off the Blue Jays too, granted. I felt like the problem was pitching, not yes, they did lose obviously Acuna. They lost Acuna.
That's a big loss.
That's a big loss.
That's a big fucking loss.
But the problem was your pitching. So you already had a problem. And Ozuna. So your problem was pitching. Then you lost bats. So now you have two problems. You solved one of them. Great. But you still have the pitching problem.
Right.
So I don't know. For me, they might prove me wrong, but I'm going to say it's a bit of an L.
I'm not as familiar with exactly how many years these guys have left on their deals.
True.
If you could let me know, guys, in the comments below, then that would be amazing. Right now, if these are all rentals, which I don't think they all are, but if they're all rentals, I'm also putting them a little, very slightly in the loss column. Now, the thing is, it's hard to say that it's a loss because they really did address a need.
Sorry, and Jock Pederson, earlier. Remember they got Jock Pederson?
Totally forgot.
What is going on?
Yeah.
But keep going.
I mean, you know what? They really did address a need, so it's hard for me to say that this was a full-out loss for them. And I guess I'm just a cynic right now to the point where I don't think that they're going to make postseason this year. I don't think that that's going to happen. I could be proven completely wrong, and if that's the case, I mean, this is the biggest dub the trade deadline has seen this year, in my opinion.
They got a lot of bats.
Because they got a lot of bats, So if this is the thing that pushes them over the edge to make postseason, then I'm ready to fucking eat my ass, man. I'm ready to eat my words and say that I was totally wrong about this. I guess I just don't believe in the Atlanta Braves this year.
I don't. Alex Anthopoulos, though, he believes in them. He believed in the Jays in 2015.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing.
He believed in the Jays.
And, they're not completely different situations either when you look at the records and where they are. So
Alex A doesn't give a shit.
No, man. No, for real, dude. And, I guess just the second that Acuna went down, so did my morale for the Braves.
They lost Acuna. They lost Darno. They lost, obviously, Ozuna to not injury, but legal accusations. D-Net says, dude, why haven't the Atlanta Braves called up Tanner Roark yet?
Hold up. Jared Barnes. They got Rodriguez, too? Richard Rodriguez. They got...
No, they didn't.
No. Did I miss this?
No, I think they did. They did, right? I think you're right. I think you're right, Jared.
Fuck me
right at the last minute, they did get Rodriguez.
I mean, that's the sort of move that I'm that's what I wanted to see from you guys. All of these outfielders, all these bats, this is good. But I mean, that's one of those, I like that. I think that's a win regardless of what happens. But starting
pitching, who is their starting pitching?
It is depleted a bit. It is depleted.
For real though, I can't name Max Fried. Can you name another one?
Charlie Martin.
Right.
He's doing pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I still
Ian Anderson.
I still like the acquisition of Rodriguez though, because we know that he's got several years.
Yeah. No, I like that, and that helps nice. Our future. That helps our future.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Who else?
Let's take a look at another team. Okay, this is a good one. Padres. Comments below. Winners, losers. What do you got on the Padres?
See, I expected more. They got Adam Frazier, and they did make a trade for one more. I believe they did make a trade for one more, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they got a couple smaller deals done, yeah?
Yeah. Padres, where are these mans?
I'm almost done my first drink, guys. Well, it was actually my second drink. We actually just came from the bar.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, guys. They did make a last-minute trade for somebody, and I'm missing it. So I need you guys to comment down below. Because this was when it was I was literally at work, working, and then notification, I'm like, what? Working, what? Working, what? So I couldn't absorb it all. So I need you to let me know what were What was
we're getting mixed reviews right now because
Marisnik.
Marisnik.
They got Marisnik, but like
Hudson to the Padres too. I remember that
one.
I remember that
Daniel
one.
Hudson, yes.
And that is a good arm. Yeah, Dulkermis is saying they're winners. Julian's saying they're losers. We're getting mixed reviews here. I think that they are. You know what? I think that they are winners because they are a competitive ball team who got competitive players and put them in positions that they needed. They weren't winners when you relate them to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
but I also think that if we relate anyone to the Dodgers, then we're all losers. To what they did.
Right. No, exactly. I think it's because they were so close to Scherzer, it's kind of stained them a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Like you had blue balls for them.
Exactly. Oh, I had major blue balls. Like I was almost gonna be like, we're a loser now.
Mm-hmm.
War as in Padres.
Dude, I kid you not. When that shit was going on, guys, I was literally like standing here
with the minute monologue
ready
thing.
Ready to go.
And he didn't.
I got blue balls
Yeah.
when they didn't get Max Scherzer. I was this close to doing it, man.
So I'll call them winners too, because in the end they did get a good bullpen. They got some 2 bats, and I'll say they're winners.
Yeah, you know what? They're still winners for me.
Yeah.
And the good thing about these freaking Padres too, it's like they had such a good, solid team to begin with. It's like there's not a whole lot that you need to do with that.
No,
right?
Same with the Dodgers. Like you didn't need to get Turner, but they just wanted to. They won.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like I still think the Padres are probably better than we are.
Yeah. Padres are better than we are,
and that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like so there you go.
Yeah.
Like I'll classify them as freaking winners.
Yeah.
So
any losers coming up? Who else won?
Okay, here's a loser right here.
All right. Get a loser.
I mean, we were talking about. We had some comments last evening asking about this team, and I don't think this team has done anything at all.
Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't do anything, bro. We're talking about the Cincinnati Reds.
They didn't do anything.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know what the hell they did this trade deadline. Now, I know that they're not fully in it, and they're in a weird place right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Louis Castillo, who I had as being a massive, massive breakout this year, has not had the breakout season that we wanted. 69 of you guys watching. Nice. But also, too, it's like they're on this weird place because Joey Votto is vintage Joey Votto right now. So I don't know. It's strange.
I think it's just a weird time for them. I never thought it was their year. Like, to begin, you need to get out hot. You need to get out the gate hot. And because they never did, then I never thought it'd be your year. So I didn't think they'd be selling either because they are so close. Mm-hmm. They just need they need Louis Castillo to come back to Louis Castillo form.
Yeah.
They need to make some off-season acquisitions, maybe get rid of some old guys, get some new guys in there. It's just not their year. So in that regard, because they didn't buy, they almost are winners in my mind. Yeah. But they didn't win the deadline, though.
I'm seeing that that they got a couple Yankee pen arms, and I do think I remember seeing that. But it's, you know what, that to me, like, that's... Do you guys think that they'll make playoffs?
Louis Cessa, yeah. But
with those
Louis
deals.
Cessa is not going to change their organization. They're not going to beat the Brewers. The Brewers are winners. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Those
no,
guys.
I mean, let's transition to the Brewers right now.
Brewers
I also just want to comment because we usually talk to you guys so much more during these things, so I apologize for not doing that today, guys. We are just breaking this thing down.
Yeah, we had to.
So
There's so
maybe
much.
at 6:40 we'll kind of chill.
Yeah,
and
we'll
talk
cut
to you
it
guys
off.
a bit
We'll
more.
cut it off. Yeah.
But guys, tell me your playoff teams for the AL and NL. I'd love to do that, Abba, after we're done this. So stick with us. We will definitely do that.
Yeah.
James Castro saying Ray Berrios, Ryu, strip and hand. Great rotation. See you guys in the playoffs. Too early to day drink on the West Coast, but wait till later. Okay, big guy. Okay,
there we go. We'll be waiting.
Julian saying Seager was just activated and in tonight's lineup Interesting. Rays and Mariners lost, in my opinion. Okay, we can get to those guys in a second.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know who they traded for, Patty. We appreciate that. And I also really like what Jehu just said here, asking about the Red Sox. I have the Red Sox as being losers.
Losers. I had way higher. They needed pitching. They needed Jose Berrios. They needed Max Scherzer.
I thought Kyle Gibson was going to
They
go
needed
to
Kyle Gibson.
Yeah.
They needed anybody. They needed Danny Duffy. The Dodgers got both Scherzer and Duffy. That's an L for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They just took it all.
I don't know why the Red Sox didn't buy in more. I mean, here's the thing, guys. They could have been, they were definitely on the phone calling about these guys. They just chose not to give up the prospect capital to make it happen. You can always buy someone. You can always do it. They didn't do it, and I think that they really should have, because I love their team this year if they have one more elite starter.
I agree. And
That's it.
And yes, you're getting back Sale, but that back half of that rotation, like 3, 4, 5, is not sustainable, man. It's not.
I trust Eovaldi in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But there's not really anyone else who I'm like, you know what? This guy's going to give us 6 shutout.
Yeah,
right?
nope.
This guy's going to, guys, yeah, it's like Chris Sale, maybe.
Like Jays fan media says they got Schwarber though. Yeah. But that doesn't address the need. It's like if we traded for Schwarber and we didn't get Berrios or Hand. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, what does that do?
Or it's
you
just
know
like
what I mean?
we just got Hand.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was gonna say yesterday, if we just got Hand this trade deadline, that's why I knew, I had a feling it was
they
coming.
were going after.
They were going after someone
Berrios,
big
apologies.
because yeah, no worries. Because it didn't make any sense. We would be a giant L. Should we transition maybe to us now? Maybe
are we
Jays? Winners or losers?
I think that we are undecided.
I'm gonna say it's undecided for. Well, I hear what you're saying, because Hand is only here for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I don't even know about the guy we other got. What his contract's like, but Berrios is such a W to me. But we're thinking about the prospect.
I'm thinking
about
throw
away the prospect.
Okay.
Throw away the prospects.
If we're just talking about what we went out and what we got, then this would be almost an ideal trade deadline for me.
It's very close.
Swap Brad Hand for Richard Rodriguez, and I'm loving it.
And Brad Hand would have been like my third choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like 3 or 4, something like that. Like he was up there, right? And that's the thing, right? So we definitely got the guys that I was looking at, that I was targeting. I am upset that we gave away as much as we gave away, but I mean, we brought in the guys that I wanted to bring in.
We had to bring them in.
So there we did.
Let's forget our prospects for now. Our prospects are so deep. Let's forget them. Look at the team that we have. We just added, boom, Berrios and Hand. And that other guy that, I mean, like, he's what?
Do they have, like, a cool thing for Hands? You know, it's like for Aaron Judge, it's like, Judge.
Yeah, like, do
the
they
verdict
have, like,
is in. Talk to the hand or something? Like,
we can make that a thing.
We can definitely
make
that
a thing. When Hand comes in, we're like, oh, like, strike out, like, talk to the hand.
Yeah. It feels a bit forced right now, but we'll work on it.
I felt pretty good. That felt natural for me. I don't know.
Okay.
For me, I got a different feeling.
All right, nice.
Talk to the hand.
Yeah. Talk to the hand.
Oh, Hands.
Yeah. Just like everyone's in the stands. Just like hands.
Oh, maybe we could bring back Jose for Berrios.
Yeah.
We could bring that back. You know what I mean?
We could bring it back, but that's also like kind of immortalized for
it is.
So. We'll see though. Maybe Jose Berrios can get his own legacy on our squad.
So Ria's the other guy. Yeah, I never heard of him in my life, to be honest. So yeah. Also, just a little update. Jacob deGrom suffers a setback, forearm shut down for another 2 weeks, inflammation. So that's unfortunate.
Oof. You never like to hear Jay deGrom going freaking down. Okay.
Let's keep going. Let's so we got about do another 5 minutes of this, guys, and we'll get to all your questions.
Yeah,
so stay tuned.
Hit us with the team that you really want us to talk about right now. I want to talk because I saw somebody in here, Dul Kermis, I think he said, biggest losers are the Rockies. And
they are.
They are.
They
man.
why is Gray still on the team? I understand story because you might be able to get a compensation pick for that, but for real though, they did trade away a couple of their bullpen arms. They did trade away a couple of them.
But that's it. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like,
Texas did it right.
What is the management thinking? What are you guys thinking? You know, it's like, honestly, I've been seeing some eerily similar, for those guys, I know we're getting a lot of new viewers here because we've had a bit of a blow-up week, but guys, I'm a massive Green Bay Packers fan along with my Blue Jays fandom, and I'm seeing a lot of similarities between the goddamn Packers management and these dumbass Colorado Rockies management. It's just stupidity, though. It's just pure stupidity. Like, why are you not actively seeking to better your team right now? What are you doing?
I think they're high. They must be fucking high, guys.
Yes. And like whatever they are taking, I want to be on it because clearly there is no semblance of conscious thought.
There's no reality there. It's just like, I like story.
Yeah,
don't you take my story?
Like high on stupidity?
Yeah. They're also stupid.
Yeah, like
and they're high.
Dumb pills.
So like, I don't want you to...
It's just like, you take this pill and you will lose 100 IQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Rockies management has it in their contracts. They need to take that pill.
Oh my God. I mean, it honestly feels like it, my friends. Like, it feels like, I don't know, man. Like, there's so much stuff that they could have done that they didn't do. And
they lost.
Yeah.
They lost.
This is ridiculous. So, I don't know, man. Like, they are big freaking losers in my opinion.
Who else are losers? Let's get to losers now. Who else are losers? We had Red Sox.
Yeah, we had Red Sox. We had Colorado.
Phillies are a bit of a winner. We didn't talk about them yet. Phillies are winners, in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, like, Phillies got I love that additional year with Kyle Gibson.
Yeah.
And they got that.
And they also, if I'm not mistaken, got a bullpen arm. I don't know by someone, please. There's so many bullpen arms that are flying around. Someone, please, in the chat, remind me who they got. And I think they also may have got a position player. Not sure, but please let us know. But yeah, they might have won. Is there anybody else? Athletics? Astros, we're going to talk about the AL West. Yeah, I mean, they got a lot.
They won, I think they won.
I think they won in there because they got what they needed. That's why this trade deadline is so crazy because a lot of people won.
A lot of
people
got what they needed, right? And that's why, like, some people are going to be losers here, guys. Some people are going to be losers here come September when they are not making postseason. And they feel like, based on their trade deadline, based on what they were doing, they should have.
They got Freddie Galvis, Ian Kennedy. They got Ian Kennedy too in that Gibson deal. Okay, that's a big W.
Yeah, that's
you got
massive.
Ian Kennedy for the Phillies, and then Galvis. Galvis is solid, and Gibson, perfect.
Yeah, that is solid too. Also, Af King here saying the actual facts right now. Mets winners. What do you think about that?
They went out and got Baez. I think Baez has name value. He's doing good this season. 775 OPS. I don't know. I thought they might have bought in a little bit more. Maybe got some bullpen arms. Maybe got an insurance starting pitcher.
I think it's because,
you know what I mean?
Like, I think it feels like a loss because this entire time leading up to this trade deadline for months now, guys. And we've been making videos on trades potentially going places for literally months at this point. Now. And the Mets were in on all of the big names.
Yeah.
The Max Scherzers, the Jose Berrioses, the Kyle Gibsons, the Chris Bryants, any big name that you can think of, the Mets were a part of it. So to not go out and to get those guys, and our good friend Wardy NYM, bless his soul, and also fuck him dead, because he said many a time that the Blue Jays were not going to get Jose Berrios at all. And that
Did he say that?
Yeah, dude.
In his own videos.
Or when he was talking to us, and when I was messaging him on Twitter as well. And he said they are not going to go and get Jose Berrios. We did go and get him, and it felt like...
It did cost a lot, but yes, we got him.
It did cost a lot, but it felt like the Mets were more in on Berrios than we were, and they lost out on that. They lost out on a bunch of other starters as well.
We take all their guys. We took George Springer last offseason. I mean, the Giants took their Chris Bryant. Baez is a good second place prize to Brian, I mean.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Baez is still elite as hell.
Up the middle, they're going to be really good with Frankie Lindor.
Yeah, I mean, like, Baez. I still think that getting Baez is, like, good.
Yeah.
You know, like, that
Agreed.
is, like, good for the Mets. And I still love their team. Like, their team is awesome. But I guess because I was hyped up for them to do more, I'm like, damn, kind of wish you guys did more.
I do. Mm-hmm. Giants, then, actually. Are they winners or losers?
Giants, they are... I mean, I never expected the Giants to be here.
Right? So you're a winner in your own right.
Yeah, like, you guys are killing it. Giants fans, you're just doing, like, really good stuff.
It, man.
You're doing like, a good thing now.
You're doing it.
Also, Mark Day spitting the actual facts, saying, hi, guys, you rule.
Thank you, Mark
Thanks,
Day.
Big dude. Thanks, big guy.
I'm going to finish this glass for you and then get another one.
You know what? And I'm going to go get myself another drink as well. Let's transition to questions right now.
Let's do it.
I want questions in the chat.
Woo!
Capital letters, question.
Yes.
Hit us with a Q. We'll be answering them for about 20 more minutes before we hop onto that couch and get stupid drunk.
Yeah. Love it, guys. So for those who are new, I'll explain you the wine unwind tradition. This box, you're wondering, what is it? There's a giant question mark. It's a mystery. So these are questions submitted by our fans into this box through our social media and YouTube. I'm going to start us off with one in here. And then, yes, we'll get your questions as well in the chat. So we kind of go back and forth. All right? All right. So we got one right here. It says, give me that sweet Montoya update. How we feeling about him, guys?
Oh, okay. So for all those fans who are not Blue Jay fans, Montoya. If I had to give a little Cole's notes on Montoya, I would say, Actually, I don't know. Very interesting is what I would say. Very interesting.
It feels like sometimes he rolls dice when it comes to bullpen decisions. It's like, who are we going to put it in this situation? It's
like a magic 8-ball, bro.
Yeah. Thornton. Montoya, we're only down by 1 with our top of the lineup coming up. Not Thornton. That's what the dice said.
That's what the dice said.
No!
It's like, and that's what you get stuck with. So, yeah.
So, how do I feel? I'm not totally down on him. He makes dumb decisions. I do think that in like a couple of years, we should probably change that. But, that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. I don't hate him. I just think he makes dumb decisions.
And you know
sometimes.
what? And I also think too, he needs a bit more credit. Like the team the team that we have right now that he manages is doing above schedule, pretty good. You know, and I think that if, for instance, Vlad wasn't hitting, Bo wasn't hitting, we were still losing, he would get fired. But because they are doing what they're doing, clearly he's helping out in some fashion. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? I'll give him a bit of a dub on that.
Yeah. I got a question here from Sports Highlights, who we haven't seen before, so welcome, Sports Highlights.
What's up?
They ask, question, who will be our starting third baseman? Well, I mean, it's kind of split right now. We don't have a starting third baseman. We have a platoon. It's between Biggio and it's Espinal right now. That is what it is. We don't have a starter, so... But if you were to ask me who's going to start game 1 of the wild card game, that's a good question. Mm-hmm. Who would you start game 1?
Espinal.
I would start Espinal too. I would, honestly. Gonna grab another question here. Jays Fan Media goes, did you guys hear about the Blue Jays organization worried about Martin's lack of power? Prefaces, I know he had a 430 on base percentage in AA, and his first season's full pro season. That's the thing, yeah. He does. Did you just chug that whole thing?
No, I think it's bad actually. Like I tasted it and I'm like, this does not taste like how it's supposed to taste.
Is it a write-off?
No, not at all. I actually just bought it, so I think I'm just gonna have to take it back and be like, this is bad. But
interesting.
Anyways,
for
me,
what do you think? Yeah.
I think that's absolute utter ridiculousness, guys. We got some comments when we were doing our Jose Berrios deal today. We were talking about Martin, and people would say Martin's not doing so well. Let me give you a little bit of insight, my friends. On base is more important than slugging. Mathematically speaking, getting on base wins more ball games than slugging. So let's say that we have a guy we're going full analytics hat right now. We have a guy, both of them have 800 OPS. If one of them has higher on base and lower slugging, and the other one has lower on base and higher slugging, the guy with higher on base is more valuable.
I agree.
Slugging, power, all of that can go. You can go to the gym. You can develop that. Time goes on. Getting on base is a skill that is harder to develop as time goes on. It is more valuable, and it will help you win more games. So that was stupid, whatever the Blue Jays organization was thinking.
I agree. Mello asks, should we extend Simeon? I think the option is there.
You know what? I'm a hell of a lot more down for it now that Martin's gone.
I agree. No, I agree.
Right?
I'm actually down because I was assuming that Simeon's spot would be taken over by Martin next year.
Yes.
Now, remember, I've always mentioned there's two ways you can run this organization. You can keep on rebuilding, keep replenishing with your farm system, and not sign guys to big deals, or we can have this window where we dominate and we sign Simeon back. And we have him as our second baseman for the future. So I'm down. How much money, though? Let me add that on that question, Milo. And how much money?
Simeon, all depends on how he finishes this year. Because
that's true, because he's kind of falling off a tiny bit.
I mean, the thing is, his month of June, I'm like, if we got that month of June every single month, then, I'd say, let's pay him $25 million a year. If he, that's not going to be what we get, obviously. No. If he finishes as like an 850 OPS guy, I don't know. I'm down for what he's getting right now, but over more years of time.
Yeah, if maybe 18 for 3 to 4 years, 18, 3 to 4 years. What do you think?
I'd be okay with that. It's if he finishes 850 OPS, obviously he's been a stud defensively. I've been really happy with that. So yeah, I'd give him that money.
Yeah,
I'd give him that money.
I hear you. DNAD goes, can we have a game on who's next DFA'd? Can we have a game on who's next to be DFA'd? Kirby Snead.
Kirby Snead, yeah, honestly.
Except I don't think he has enough usages, transactions to be DFA'd. He needs at least 3 call-ups to be DFA'd.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we gotta send him down more.
We gotta send him down more.
Yeah.
So I don't know who would be next. I actually don't know. Dolis.
Maybe.
It would be probably
Dolis. He looked good
Dolis.
the last outing.
He did, but if we were to have a game who is actually going to be DFA'd next, who's next to go, it would probably be Dolis. I know.
Yeah. Should the Toronto Blue Jays extend Jose Berrios? This is very topical considering he wasn't a player on this team 12 hours ago. And our answer thoroughly depends on how he does in the city of Toronto. I know that is boring and that is lame, but if he does basically the exact thing that he's done this season and more, and what we expect him to do, 100%, absolutely, I think that he will become the ace on this staff. I have high hopes for Berrios.
Dude, I know this doesn't mean much, but because today felt like such a video game, I want to give you my video game experience. So I'm playing franchise mode, and I did sign Jose Berrios after his arbitration third year, and his overall continued to climb. It's continuing to climb.
What's he now?
He's a 92. Before he was an 87, right? He's a 92.
92.
He's gonna, and I am so confident. If you look at his career, it's so consistently good in the mid 3 ERAs, and it's even better this year. He's going to get better for the future. Right now in that league, by the way, shout out, he has a 2.55 ERA or something like that. So he's going to be a lot better. I think we need to offer him an extension in the offseason. That's how fast we got to lock him down. We can't wait till midseason. We got to lock him down in the offseason.
Yeah, I could be down for something like that. Obviously, depending on how he finishes this year.
Assuming he'll do good.
But it's depending, I truly believe, walking into next year, if I was to give my opinion right now, I would say I'm expecting something like a 3.3, 3.4 ERA of 200 innings from Jose Berrios.
And what do we sign him to?
On arbitration or on
let's say we do offer him something.
Right.
Let's assume he plays his arbitration here, but let's assume what would we sign him to as an extension?
I mean, I said earlier today, and I don't know how likely this is, but I would be 100% down to the exact contract that Ryu is on right now. That's 4 years, $80 million, $20 million average annual value. I'm not sure if he would take that. I don't know if that's too high, too low. I mean,
it seems about right, though.
It does seem about right, right? Like it does seem like about right. Kind of like what you do for a guy like that.
You want a guy who will give you a mid-3 ERA at least, at minimum, a 3.5. Yeah, that's what Ryu was.
Like kind of like basically, I'd look at a Ryu deal. I'd look at a Zach Wheeler deal. Those are kind of the deals that I'd be like, okay, I'm good for that.
Yeah, I'm good for that. I'm good for these guys are hard to come by, guys. I know Austin Martin are guys that are hard to come by, but so are Jose Berrios. Jose Berrios are hard to come by. And if we can extend them, then it's a win. It's an automatic win.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe Sports Highlights, we have answered that question on should we extend Jose Berrios? Yes. And the answer is freaking yes. Jose Berrios is starting tomorrow or Sunday. We really hope it is Sunday because we will be live for that game. If he is starting that day, I'll be getting very hype.
Yeah. He's not starting Saturday because it's Manoah. Manoah's confirmed Saturday.
So Sunday, maybe.
But Sunday. That would be dope. We're going live for Sunday, guys. We're going to see some hype-ass shit.
I want to see the debut.
Me too.
I want to see the Toronto Blue Jays debut.
Me too. Guys, ask us more questions. We're going to get something from the box here.
Yeah, I'll dive into the box right
Capital
now.
letters for questions. Capital letters for questions, guys. Capital letters.
Jays Fan Media. Yes.
He says, any chance Rovis Martinez to AA? Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
You should, honestly. You should.
This question's clearly been in here for a little while.
Yeah, we got to refresh these because they're trade deadline questions.
Yeah, but this one's good, actually. This one's good for right now, too. Are the Red Sox actually as good as they are playing, or are they just overperforming?
Oh, shoot. That's been there for a while.
Yeah, and that was asked by Roderick. So shout out to you, my friend, and thank you for asking that. That was in there for a while. I think that it is a bit late at this point to say that they're overperforming because, like, obviously they've done it for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the season ended right now, if the season ended right today, would you have the Red Sox like doing this exact thing next year as well?
Oh, next year. Yeah. Yeah.
So then for you, it's not an overperformance.
No, I think
this is what they are.
Well, I always thought that they had a good lineup, and they're showing it, right? Mm-hmm. Last year was an anomaly. They have a good lineup. The pitching is coming through somewhat. I do think that the pitching will catch up for them, but for some reason, the lineup won't let that happen.
For some reason, the lineup, the coaching...
Yeah.
And you know what? This is where, when I'm an outsider, I look at the coaching and I'm like, okay, like something's here. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But something is here that's making it so you don't lose ball games. You win more than you lose.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense on paper. It doesn't really make sense even when I watch the games.
Yeah.
So with all those things being considered, it's got to be the coaches.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, well, what's the one thing that's different from last year and this year? Alex Cora. Alex Cora was suspended all of last year for cheating. Houston Astros. Also, just gonna.
Well, I mean, we've also got some comments too from you guys saying the Red Sox are cheating. There's been no signs, no like anything, no rumors like that or anything. You know what, guys? As much as it'd be nice to just like call them out for cheating. I think we have to be, until anything like that has even been speculated on, we have to be the bigger guys here and say, no, as of right now, they are just better than us. And if anything comes out that they are cheating, then we can shove it in their faces. But as of right now, Red Sox fans, you are just better than us. So I will give you that.
I agree, guys. Yeah. We got a question from Jared Barnes. Do you think Cav is a part of a long-term plan, or will be Tellez out of town? Okay, so you're saying like will he be like traded like Tellez? I think at this point you can clearly see from the management that we're not trusting Biggio to be a full-time player. A guy like Espinal, who not a highly touted prospect at all, is taking the job away from a guy whose dad is a Hall of Famer. So I'm on board now with the idea of potentially if someone's asking about Kevin Biggio, or hey, we're going to offer up Kevin Biggio in a trade, maybe, hey, do you want Kevin Biggio? I'm cool with it.
Here's the thing, dude, and I've been paying attention. His trade value is declining. It started this season higher than it is right now.
It is.
It's like a car. If you have a fancy car and you leave it in your driveway all the time, it deteriorates. Right now, Biggio is being left in the driveway because we cannot trust him with the full-time job if we actively want to win ball games. That does not help his trade value at all. So we got to make a choice here.
And here's the thing, too. It's like when you consider the politics of playing Kevin Biggio, the only reason he has playing time right now is because he, could have more trade value. If you play him and he proves it right and he does well, his trade value goes up, then he gets traded. But if you bench him, it immediately decreases.
It decreases.
Because do you think the management, like, in the end of the day, if you ask me before the season, you're going to start Espinal or Biggio? I'm going to say, well, of course Biggio. But no, Espinal deserves it. So if you're benching Kevin Biggio, that looks bad. That looks bad. If you remove any name value, I'd say, of course, you're starting Espinal every single day. You're benching Biggio. Biggio's benched.
Like statistically speaking, absolutely, yeah.
But because of name, because of trade, because of hype, they're not going to let that happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, big dog. I freaking agree with you. So, I mean, hopefully Biggio turns it around. I want the best for him. I'm also really happy with Espinal as well. It's your silly boy. Or it's your boy, silly.
Yeah, boy, silly.
Nats rebuild. Padres are going to suck their farm system dry and take the L. Dodgers are so stacked. Seager is finally back. Finally. I mean, those are all relatively good.
Those are accurate.
And analytical standpoints, to be honest. I don't think the Padres are going to suck. I think they'll work their way around it.
Ooh.
But I do think all the rest of what you said is true.
I do want to comment on D. Ned's statement here. He says, will not trade Biggio. He's a lefty bat. I feel you. I used to play baseball too, where, obviously you want to go lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, and you want to make matchups. However, we have the number one offense in baseball. And the majority of our lineup is righties. So what does that tell you? It doesn't matter anymore. These guys can hit whoever they want. Actually, Guerrero does better against righties than lefties. He does way better against righties than lefties. So what does that tell you? What that tells me is that the age of lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty is kind of dying. It's dying for me.
Look, dude, good hitting is good hitting is good hitting is good hitting, right? If you're a good player, you will be a good player. And we're seeing anomalies happen in sports all the time. Alejandro Kirk is like 5'8", dude.
He's a dwarf star.
It's like, how is this guy doing what he is doing? Kyler Murray, quarterback of Adam's favorite football team.
He's so tiny.
Is like literally our size. And somehow he's out here and finishing like number 1, number 2 in fantasy football. Like, anomalies are happening in sport, and they are breaking down the common thought that we had for a long period of time. I agree that in an ideal world, we would have a lefty-righty, lefty-righty, lefty-righty. But you know what? In the best possible world ever, actually, I would have 9 good hitters.
I would have 9 good hitters already. I'd have everybody. I'd have Mike Trout. I'd have Tony's lefty, but
I would just take the 9 best hitters.
Tatis.
Give me the 9 best hitters with the 9 best eyeballs, and that will be my baseball team. So as long as we can focus on that, I agree.
Yeah.
Guys, it is currently 7 p.m. right now. This has flown by.
Damn, it did.
Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you're new. We have blown up a little bit in the last little week. We're having a great time. Been a lot of work. So we do appreciate all of your continued support. We've been grinding hard, and we're going to continue to grind with you guys as the season goes on. But now we are going to drink our drinks.
Yes.
We're going
to watch this
We're going to watch the Blue Jays.
Look at that CN Tower. You probably can't see it, like, mixed a little bit in the way, but there's a CN Tower.
There's a CN Tower.
Beautiful.
There, guys. There's a CN Tower.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I really do appreciate all your guys, all your comments, everything. You guys make it worth it. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely, my friends, and we will see you all very, very soon. More baseball content on the way.
Guys, everybody, thank you so much for watching. And go Jays, go! Let's go!